Oh, child, the rain was pouring that day, like the sky itself was weeping for what was about to unfold. I stood there in the driveway, my old coat soaked through, staring at the empty spot where my car used to sit. That little blue sedan, nothing fancy but mine. Bought with money I'd scraped from years of sewing hems and wiping counters, a piece of freedom in a life chained to duty. And there he was, my husband, Jack, arms crossed like he'd done nothing wrong, his mother smirking beside him in her fur-trimmed coat. I gave it to Ma, he said, voice flat as the pavement. She needs it more, you're home all day anyway. Insolent, that word don't even touch the fire in my gut. After 30 years of bending, of giving till my bones ached this, my car, the one thing that let me escape to the market without begging a ride, handed over like scraps to a dog. His mother, that woman who'd never lifted a finger for us but always took, nodded smug. About time you shared, dear. I froze, words stuck in my throat like thorns. The injustice hit hard me, the one who'd raised our kids, kept the house, swallowed his tempers, now stripped bare again. But then the phone rang inside, cutting through the downpour. It was my father, his voice gravelly from age but sharp as ever. I heard, he said, I'd called him earlier, tears choking my words. Come over, girl. Bring nothing. I drove, no, walked, since my car was gone, to his modest home, the one he'd built with his own hands after Mama passed. He sat me down, eyes fierce. They think they can erase you, not while I breathe. What came next left them speechless. Father, with his quiet ways and hidden savings from a lifetime of labor, didn't rage or shout. No, he plodded slow, like roots cracking stone. He called a lawyer friend, dug up old papers from our marriage, the ones Jack had signed without reading, tying his debts to mine. Then with one stroke he transferred the deed to our family home, the one I'd helped pay for, into my name alone. But that wasn't all. He revealed he'd bought shares in Jack's company years back, silent investor, and now he sold them low, crashing the stock just enough to shake Jack's job. They came begging that night, Jack pale, his mother clutching her pearls. How could you? Jack stammered, father just smiled thin. She could, through me. I said nothing, heart pounding. Revenge, it tasted bitter like ashes, but it cracked open the door to what I'd lost. Stories like mine don't start with betrayal, they build from the ground up, from the dirt of childhood where seeds of strength take root. Let me take you back to the girl I was before the world taught me the weight of sacrifice. Listen close now, for the roots go deep, tangled in soil that's hard and unforgiving. I was born in '52 in a clapboard house on the edge of a mill town, where the river ran brown from factory runoff and the air smelled of smoke and sweat. Daddy was a logger, hands calloused like bark, gone before dawn and back after dark, his back bent from hauling timber. Mama, she tended us four kids with a firmness born of necessity, her apron always dusted with flour from baking bread that stretched thin for mouths too many. Was the second but the first girl, so the load fell heavy early. Evelyn, Mama would say, her voice worn like old leather, help with the little ones. I'd rock the baby through colic nights, my eyes burning from lack of sleep while Daddy snored in the next room. School was a luxury, mornings learning letters, afternoons scrubbing laundry by the river, hands raw in winter's bite. Poverty wasn't just empty pockets, it was the ache in your belly, the shame of patched dresses when other girls had store-bought. But resilience, it grew in me like weeds through cracks. I'd sneak books from the schoolhouse, reading by moonlight about worlds beyond the trees, dreaming of escape. At 16, Daddy lost his arm in a mill accident, chain snapped, took it clean. No insurance back then, just neighbors' pity and a collection plate at church. Mama took in washing, but it was me who quit school full, hiring out as a maid to the mill owner's wife. Her house gleamed, porcelain sinks, lace curtains, while I knelt on marble, scrubbing till my knees bled. Good girl, she'd say, tossing coins like favors. Those coins fed us, bought medicine for Daddy's phantom pains. Sacrifice became my shadow, following me through days that blurred into one long endurance. That's where I met Jack. He was the owner's nephew, visiting from the city, all slick hair and promises. You're too fine for this drudgery, Evelyn, he'd whisper, stealing kisses in the garden. Love hit fast, a whirlwind that swept me off my aching feet. We married in '70, me in Mama's altered dress, him vowing forever, but forever started rough. We moved to the suburbs, him clerking at a firm, me waitressing double shifts with our first on the way. Little Rosie came wailing, pink and perfect, and I held her close, whispering, I'll give you the world, baby. Motherhood swallowed me whole. Jack chased promotions, traveling weeks at a time, leaving me with diapers and fevers. I'd rock Rosie through nights, my body screaming for rest, then rise at dawn to pack lunches. When Tommy arrived 2 years later, I took sewing jobs at home, needles pricking fingers till they numbed, earning pennies to buy shoes that fit growing feet. For the family, I'd tell myself, skipping meals so they ate full, emotional struggles, they piled like unspoken debts. Jack's tempers flared when deals fell through, his words sharp as slaps. I'd absorb them, forgive in silence, thinking love meant endurance. Then came Mia, our third, frail from birth, doctor's bills mounting like storm clouds. I worked nights cleaning offices, feet blistered, back aching, hiding exhaustion behind smiles. Hard work wasn't choice, it was breath. I'd mend clothes till midnight, eyes straining, remembering Daddy's lessons, bend but don't break. Resilience built layer by layer through miscarriages unspoken, holidays alone while Jack networked, kids' tantrums that left me weeping in the pantry. As they grew, sacrifices deepened. Rosie's piano lessons, I traded sleep for extra shifts. Tommy's scouts, I drove hours in that old car, gas money from my jar. Mia's books, I'd go without coats in winter. Jack climbed, manager now, suits crisp, but me, I was the foundation, unseen, holding it all. Family dynamics shifted subtle, kids leaned on him for fun, me for the grind. Neglect whispered in, small at first, a missed thank you, a decision without me. But I pushed on, heart heavy with love's weight, not seeing the erasure creeping like dusk. Erasure ain't a thunderclap, child, it's a slow unraveling thread by thread till you're bare and wondering where you went. By the time the kids hit their teens, our home was solid brick exterior, rooms filled with echoes of laughter that wasn't always mine. Jack had risen high vice president, his days filled with meetings and martinis, coming home with stories of deals sealed over steak. Me. I'd become the quiet hum in the background, the one who starched shirts and simmered stews invisible as air. It started innocent like family dinners where they'd chatter about schoolwork, dreams, Jack dominating, kids hanging on his words. I'd serve plates, sit quiet, my input brushed aside. Mom doesn't get it, Rosie would laugh when I suggested caution. Tommy nodded, eyes on his father. Mia, the thoughtful one, sometimes glanced my way, but the current pulled her too. Neglect bloomed in oversights, birthdays remembered late, anniversaries forgotten amid his travels. Busy Ev, Jack would mutter, pecking my cheek like duty. His mother, oh, she was the thorn, living nearby after her husband passed, she'd drop in unannounced, critiquing my cooking, my housekeeping. Jack deserves better, she'd sniff, and he'd chuckle, not defending. Injustice simmered, I'd bite my tongue, remembering Mama's words. Peace costs less than war. But peace eroded dignity. Family dynamics twisted me the servant, them the royals. Decisions happened without me, vacations planned, cars bought except mine earned separate. Will surprise you, Jack said once, unveiling a trip I couldn't join due to Mia's school. Reflective now, I see the patterns. Jack's promotions meant more absences, his affections cooling like forgotten tea. Intimacy faded to routine, his touches absent-minded. I'd lie awake, memories flooding, the young man who danced with me in the rain, now a stranger in tailored suits. The kids grew distant too, Rosie off to college on scholarships I'd helped apply for, calling for money but not heart to hearts. Tommy's sports games, I'd cheer alone, Jack too busy, Mia's debates, my pride swallowed in their indifference. Subtle erasure deepened with his mother's influence. She'd whisper to Jack, Evelyn's holding you back. He'd nod vague, then gift her things, our savings dipped for her comforts. Injustice burned slow, I'd confront quiet, that's our money, but he'd wave it off. Family helps family. Whose family, mine faded, holidays became her stage, I'd cook feasts, she claimed credit, kids fawning over grandma's tales while mine went untold, neglect turned to disappearance, they'd make plans excluding me, assuming I'd manage the home front. You're good at that, Jack said like compliment. But it hollowed me, respect crumbling. Dignity, I clung to scraps in quiet moments, journaling pains unspoken, family bonds frayed, I became the echo, not the voice. And when the breaking came, the car, that final insult, it wasn't sudden. It was the culmination of years vanishing into their shadows. Left behind, that's what followed, a solitude that both broke and rebuilt. Being left behind feels like standing on a platform as the train pulls away, faces blurring into nothing. After the car incident, cracks widened to chasms. Jack, stung by father's revenge, the house in my name, his job teetering, raged quiet at first, then loud. Your old man ruined us, but it was his choices that did. We separated slow, no divorce papers, just him moving to a condo downtown for work. The kids sided mostly with him, visits sparse, blame in their eyes. You let grandpa do that, Mom? The house, now mine, echoed empty. I wandered rooms once filled with chaos, dusting shelves of forgotten photos. Loneliness hit like winter wind through cracks, nights staring at ceilings, memories replaying like old films. Breakfasts alone, coffee bitter without shared sips. Injustice lingered after all I'd poured out this isolation, but in the quiet, self-discovery stirred, tentative as dawn light. At first I crumbled, days blurred in tears, questioning my worth. Was I too much, too little? Calls to kids went unanswered, Jack's checks arriving like pity. But strength, that quiet flame, flickered back. I started small, repainting walls in soft greens, colors of forests from childhood, planted a garden, hands in dirt, watching seeds push through despite odds. Reclaiming autonomy meant rediscovering me, library visits, books on shelves that whispered company. I'd read of women rising from ashes, mirroring my path, joined a widows group, though not widowed, the loss felt kin. Stories shared over tea, laughter mixing with sorrow. You've got spine, Evelyn, one said. Spine, I'd thought it broken, took classes, pottery, shaping clay with fingers that remembered sewing's pricks. My pieces, lopsided but mine, filled mantles. Loneliness eased, not gone, but companioned by self. Moving out fully came gradual. Jack wanted the house sold, I refused, but rented it out, moving to a small cottage father left me in his will. He passed quiet that year, his revenge his last gift. The cottage, overlooking fields, became sanctuary. No more echoes, just birdsong and my thoughts. Self-discovery deepened, walks in woods, reflecting on sacrifices not regretted but reframed. Dignity returned and boundaries set, no more chasing calls, letting silence speak. Quiet strength grew roots, holidays alone, I'd light candles, toast to memories bittersweet. Heartbreaking, yes, the ache of family frayed. But in being left, I found wholeness, autonomy reclaimed like breath after drowning. Yet families circle back, entitlement in tow, stirring conflicts I'd thought buried. Claiming space, it's a quiet act of defiance, like planting a flag in soil others deemed barren. After father's passing, his will revealed more shares he'd bought, now mine, yielding enough to buy a penthouse in the city, a gleaming tower overlooking rivers that mirrored my twists. For you, girl, his note read, stand tall. I moved in, leaving the cottage for weekends, the penthouse my fortress. Vast windows, floors that shone, rooms I filled with books and art from my pottery days. Dignity in every choice, curtains I sewed, not for others but me. At first, solitude reigned. I'd sip tea at dawn, watching the city wake, memories heavy but owned. Then they returned. Rosie called first, marriage crumbling. Can I stay, mom, just till I sort it? I hesitated, but blood pulled. She came with bags and tears, claiming the guest room like right. Tommy next, job lost in the fallout from Jack's company woes. Need a place, ma, Mia burned out from law firm grind, temporary. Suddenly, the penthouse bustled, but with demands not warmth. Entitlement seeped in like damp. Rosie left, dishes piled, expecting me to clean. You're home, right? Tommy sprawled in the living room, papers everywhere, barking orders for coffee. Mia paced on calls, loud arguments echoing. Jack even showed, for the kids' sake. His mother tagged along, eyeing the views. Nice setup, we helped build this. Helped, injustice flared, I'd built alone. Conflict brewed slow, then boiled. Boundaries I set, clean your mess, met resistance. You're being selfish, Rosie snapped. Emotional intensity peaked in shouts. Tommy demanding money from my shares. You owe us after Grandpa's stunt. Mia citing family shares. Jack mediated weakly, his eyes greedy for the space. His mother, she whispered poisons. Evelyn always was stingy. Dignity held me firm. One night, storm raging outside, it erupted. They cornered me in the kitchen, papers thrust, sign over shares for unity. I refused, voice steady, this is mine. Tears and accusations flew, betrayal they called it. Heartbreaking, the raw hurt of kin turned foes. But I stood, boundaries like walls, emotional waves crashing but not breaking. They stormed out then back, cycles of conflict wearing thin. Quiet strength, it was my anchor, reclaiming space amid the storm. But resolution, it came quiet in the aftermath's hush. Quiet resolution settles like dust after wind, not erasing scars but softening edges. After the penthouse clashes, they drifted, Rosie to a new start, bitter goodbyes, Tommy chasing jobs elsewhere, Mia retreating to her ambitions. Jack lingered longest, pleas fading to silence. His mother, she vanished, her entitlement unmet. The penthouse echoed again, but now with peace earned, not imposed. I reflected deep in those empty rooms, memories unfolding like worn pages. Childhood's hardships, sacrifices, waits, erasures, slow theft all led here to a woman whole in her solitude. Empowerment wasn't triumph, it was acceptance, self-respect, and refusing scraps. Injustice lingered, a dull ache, but dignity bloomed quiet in mornings alone with tea steaming, views stretching endless. Heartbreaking, yes, the frayed bonds, the unspoken regrets. No reunions, no morals tied neat. Just me breathing free, quiet strength my companion. Peace came in whispers, empowerment in the silence I claimed.